Diwali, and there will be I don't know exactly what. We'll be having a screening of the film Sachin, as well as many community members and members of office, Mayor John Tory, as well as Councillor Nitin Shawn and other councillors here in the Scarborough area will be joining together in celebration of Diwali and in celebration of the community as a whole and the cultural diversity that exists here in Scarborough. So it's a pretty fun event, plus it's followed by a screening of a film called Sachin. So yeah, come out and enjoy.
Rosa? Rosa, are you guys coming tomorrow to work or Wednesday? Tomorrow afternoon? Electrician asked you to put the wiring. I know you have been in that
जी साहब, खुश आमदीद कहना चाहती हूँ आपको। और आज हम आपको स्कारब्रो में लेके आए हुए हैं। टोरंटो बहुत खूबसूरत जगह है और इसकी मुख्तलिफ जगह। आज का इवेंट यकीनन द बेस्ट थिंग अबाउट टोरंटो इज़ कैनेडा इज़ डाइवर्सिटी। हम एक दूसरे को जानते हैं, पहचानते हैं, एक दूसरे के फंक्शंस में शरीक होते हैं और ये दिन बड़े स्पेशल हैं दिवाली के हवाले से। और हमारे जो मेयर ऑफ़ टोरंटो हैं उन्होंने आज के प्रोग्राम का ख़ास तौर पे इनकाद किया। सचिन एक फ़िल्म है जिसके हवाले से हम सब इकट्ठे हुए हैं। यकीनन हमारी कोशिश होगी हम आपकी मेयर से भी मुलाकात करवाएं। इवेंट के लिए यकीनन इस प्रोग्राम के पीछे बहुत से लोग हैं जो इन प्रोग्राम्स को तरतीब देने में और पेश करने में मेरे साथ हुआ करते हैं। आज के प्रोग्राम में अहमद, सबसे पहले तो मैं आपका बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहती हूँ। यू रिमेंबर्ड आवर ओन चैनल।
No, thank you so much for coming and for your support. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका भी और माजिद साहब का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया।
ऑलवेज़ देयर। और जी माजिद भाई, हमारा अगला मेहमान ऑफ कोर्स काउंसिल्स हुआ करती हैं, फिर प्रोविंस में आते हैं, फिर हम कंट्री लेवल पे बात करते हैं और कम्युनिटी के छोटे छोटे मसाइल जो होते हैं वो काउंसिल लेवल पे हल होते हैं। और हमारे साथ इस वक्त काउंसलर मौजूद हैं। जी माजिद भाई, आप तारुफ कराइए।
और ऑफ कोर्स हमारी कम्युनिटी के वेरी यंग पर्सन नितिन शान हमारे साथ हैं, काउंसलर ऑफ रीजन 42 आई जस्ट मिस्ड वन, ओके 42 के ये काउंसलर हैं। एंड दिस इज द फर्स्ट टाइम नितिन, यू फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वेलकम टू साजो आवाज, हाउ आर यू?
Good. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me with you today.
This is the first time that you won the election, right?
I've been a school board trustee before, so this time I'm a city councillor. I was a trustee for 5 years before.
You भाई, by the way, मैं आपको बताती हूँ, when he was in election की campaign में थे, we did cover Sean. We did.
Of course, yes. Not knowing he doesn't know that. But we did cover him, and because of our few votes that he won, he doesn't know that.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your support and thanks for your work. I mean, I've been part of media that goes to ethno-racial diverse communities. It's very, very important that we have a vibrant media reaching communities to give them news about what's happening around them, but also bring news from countries of origin, but also the things that are happening in Canada. So it's a good mix that people are lucky to have media like you doing this work.
आपको याद है माजिद भाई, कासा को हमने कवर किया था, तो ही इज़ बिहाइंड दैट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एज वेल। और मैंने तो खुद अपनी पूरी बॉडी को डोनेट कर दिया हुआ है।
Sasi Awaz was partner in when I was doing the organ and tissue donation campaign with Samia Hassan, who was working for us. You were a strong partner doing TV show, doing sponsoring one of our events as well. So thank you very much for that work, because organ donation is a very noble cause, and you were when many other media were just doing coverage, you were actively involved in helping with that promotion and awareness. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. There is no two ways about it. It's Sazo Awaz and Arfa Jesus mentioned she has donated the whole body to CASA. So,
Not to Casa. We didn't take bodies, but she donated to Trillium Gift of Life network, through which to people, if they need an organ, every day we have people we are losing. Every 3 days we lose one person. I think that's the staggering statistics of number of people waiting for our organ. So if we are passing away and if our organ cannot be used for ourselves, might as well let the legacy live through other people by giving the donation, signing up to donate, our organs.
on a lighter mood, this is the first time you met Arfaji, right?
Yes, I think
Uh,
it's the
do you-
first time I'm being interviewed, so it's a bit intimidating, I would say.
Do you think that somebody can use Arfaji's organs?
Definitely.
Use my brain.
It's full of life, she has an amazing legacy as a person right now, doing this work. But after passing away, it is something that continues to live, right? So good people like her always make the right decision. So I'm glad that she did.
That's what I said, the latter mood, right? And of course, Arfa ji हमारे साथ यहाँ पर मलिक साहब भी हैं और इनसे क्या बात करें?
मलिक साहब, मुझे अब आप ये बताइएगा कि आज इट्स बहुत अच्छा, ज़ाहिर है हमारी बेइंतहा कम्युनिटी यहाँ पे है। मेयर ने बड़ा अच्छा फ़ैसला किया ये जो इस फिल्म के हवाले से। थोड़ा इसके बारे में हमारे व्यूअर्स को बताइए कि व्हाट दिस इवेंट इज़, किस चीज़ को हम कवर करने जा रहे हैं, बात कीजिए।
Sure. So, first of all, thank you so much for coming out and for supporting our community. And secondly, I'm appreciated and grateful to Councillor Sean, Mayor Tory, for hosting this event here in Scarborough. They usually host a lot of events in downtown Nathan Phillips Square, but I really commend Councillor Sean to bring cultural events to his constituents in Scarborough. And not only that, he supports the community. I mean, he supports the mainstream, but he also supports our communities from South Asia, and I'm very much appreciative of that. And any event I'm attending, I bump into him, so that tells you how supportive he is. And I also appreciate the mayor for hosting this and coming out for this event here. And it's a Diwali event, and our intention was to bring a film to it. And again, I'm appreciative to Councillor Sean that he suggested that we should bring the film Sachin, A Billion Dreams to tonight. And I think it fits extremely well because for next year we are planning a celebrity cricket game in partnership with the mayor's office and all that. So the details will be followed soon with the dates and all that. But for now, that's all I can disclose. And again, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
And of course, Nathan, everybody in your community are celebrating Diwali. So happy Diwali to you and the whole community.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, it's very good to see you today and the way you are working with the community, doing things for the community. अहमद, मेरा आपसे सवाल है। अच्छा, दिखने में तो बड़े सीरियस लगते हो, मगर जब बात करते हो ना तो I can see smile in your voice.
वो तो ठीक है. I'm a lot more relaxed off camera.
अच्छा, मुझे ये बताओ कि इलेक्शन में कब आ रहे हो? We need people like yourself.
Not in my ward.
No, not in his ward. I don't know. I ran in 2010, Scarborough Southwest. I haven't yet made up my mind, but as they say never.
Never say never.
Yes. So देखते हैं क्या होता है.
Well, there's a huge need. I am the only South Asian origin councillor out of the 44 councillors that are there. And, it's a vibrant, very diverse, very strong, very large community in terms of population, but we have underrepresentation at the municipal level. Federal, provincial, there's some representation that we can count on, but provincially, municipally, in school board as well as in councillor level, there's a huge need. And so I cover various parts of South Asian as much as possible to kind of reach out to the communities, but we need diversity within South Asian community represented at City Hall. I brought Shahid Afridi to meet the mayor when he was around. Today I'm, partnering with Malik Ahmed as well to do the Sachin movie. Cricket is a very, very important sport for us, and many of us want to play it here, but we don't have facilities. Through these movies and through this conversation, we are also causing the different decision makers to take notice of the sport of cricket, but also it's part of our blood. Every celebration involves either movies or sports, and so it's good to be be here doing this.
Sean, as you mentioned this, even in the mainstream, there was a commercial कि एक वो इंडियन बच्चा आता है और लोग जो हैं वो बेसबॉल खेल रहे हैं और वो कहता है वो छक्का मारता है और वो कहता है इट्स अ क्रिकेट वो था ना एक मेन स्ट्रीम का था सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक नाउ engaging youth is a big deal. What do you think that is council planning to develop a pitch or something where like players they can come and young people they can participate actively?
So we have developed a 10-year plan for recreation, and within that 10-year plan, there is actually a plan to have 4 more pitches, cricket pitches, within the city of Toronto. I've also asked the city to look at not just full pitches where you can play the entire game. It needs a big area, but also practice nets that can be created at recreation center so that people can play that, and to encourage more indoor cricket activities as well. So I'm hoping that with initiatives such as what Malik mentioned. If we can create enough excitement and to come up with a strong plan to invest, more and more decision makers know that many people, in fact, if you look at national teams, national cricket team is the one that's most diverse and most reflective of the diversity of Canada. You have people playing from Caribbean islands, from South Asia, from Western countries. So it's a sport that we need to embrace and celebrate and expand. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to in next year by June to come up with a more sustainable, more comprehensive cricket strategy for our kids.
थैंक यू वेरी मच एंड वी डेफिनेटली लुक फॉरवर्ड द डे जिस दिन उसकी इनाग्रेशन होगी फिर आपको यहाँ लेके आएंगे थैंक यू वेरी मच अहमद थैंक यू वेरी मच नितिन हैप्पी दिवाली टू यू
It's the same like Pakistan politics. Anything is possible.
Perfect, thank you. Thank you so much. Good, how are you? Thank you. Good to see you again. How are you, man? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming.
रंजीव पुरी साहब मेरे साथ हैं। सर, नंबर वन तो ये कि हैप्पी दिवाली, यू लुक ग्रेट मैन।
थैंक यू वेरी मच जी, थैंक यू।
मेरी जानिब से और बाकी तमाम लोगों की तरफ से, हमारी तरफ से हैप्पी दिवाली की बहुत सी मुबारकबाद।
आप लोगों का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया कि आप लोग हमारे इस इवेंट में आके इस इवेंट को बढ़ावा दे रहे हैं, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आप सबका। हाँ जी।
प्रोफेशनली आप क्या करते हैं?
जी, प्रोफेशनली मैं वैसे फाइनेंशियल एडवाइज़र हूँ, इंडिपेंडेंट ब्रोकरेज हाउस के साथ अटैच हूँ, बट कम्युनिटी में मैं काफ़ी इन्वॉल्व रहता हूँ। जब मुझे पता लगा कि हमारे मेयर यहाँ टोरंटो के आके यहाँ सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं। नीथन जो है वो हमारे किसी ज़मान टाइम में ट्रस्टी हुआ करते थे स्कूल बोर्ड के, हाँ जी, जो कि आजकल सिटी काउंसलर हैं। तो मैंने कहा, आई मीन सिटी तो अपना ही है, चाहे टोरंटो है चाहे मार्कम है, तो हमें ज़रूर जाके इसमें हिस्सा लेना चाहिए और लोगों को बढ़ावा देना चाहिए।
बड़े स्पेशल हैं आप, और आपकी बेगम साहिबा ने मैचिंग भी की हुई है।
जी हाँ।
और बेगम साहिबा क्या करती हैं?
मेरी बेगम साहिबा जी हाई स्कूल में टीचर हैं, वो मार्कम डिस्ट्रिक्ट हाई स्कूल के अंदर पढ़ाती हैं। वो स्पेशल नीड्स चिल्ड्रन के साथ, स्पेशली जो एस्पार्गस वगैरह आजकल की काफ़ी प्रॉब्लम है जो बच्चों के साथ, वो उन लोगों को ख़ास मदद करती हैं उनके पढ़ने में, उनकी तरक्की के लिए। तो हम वैसे भी दोनों बड़े कम्युनिटी में इन्वॉल्व रहते हैं, तो ये भी एक हमारा कम्युनिटी इवेंट है। सारे जो भाई बहन आए हुए हैं दूर दूर से, मतलब अलग अलग अपनी कंट्री से, तो बड़ी खुशी की बात है, हम सब मिल के यहाँ वो मना रहे हैं दिवाली का त्यौहार।
यही तो कनाडा की खूबसूरती है कि वी सेलिब्रेट, एक दूसरे को अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं, एक दूसरे के साथ प्रोग्राम को। बहुत शुक्रिया सर आपका।
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका जी।
हैप्पी दिवाली वंस अगेन।
थैंक यू वंस अगेन जी।
Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for making it today, this evening, to celebrate Diwali, to launch the celebration of Diwali, because there are many, many, many celebrations that are going to be happening throughout the city and outside the city, across the country. And I'm glad to welcome you to Scarborough, a fabulous place that has an amazing diversity of people practicing various religions and celebrating Diwali. And this is a momentous occasion because Diwali brings many different communities within South Asian communities together. Even those who do not celebrate Diwali directly know that their neighbors are celebrating, and they get into the spirit of celebrating Diwali. And the main gist of it is, obviously, as many of you know, that the light symbolizes a lot of things for us as communities that have valued education. Light symbolizes education, the victory of good over evil, driving darkness away and bringing hope. So I'm glad that this festival has become a major festival in Canadian scheme as well. We were talking about it earlier a few weeks ago when Diwali stamps were being launched both in India and Canada simultaneously. This festival has become a major festival in many ways to Canada. So I'm glad that you're joining us today to celebrate this. I'm glad our mayor has spearheaded this reception, because he's been a champion of making sure diverse communities have the space to celebrate together, but also feel welcome and part of the city. It's an important feeling to have as you live in the city, play in the city, work in the city. It's always good when leadership of the city, as the mayor, recognize the diversity and the importance of diversity, but also practices it through engaging people in various ways, such as the celebration here today. And so I'm going to introduce him to say a few words, but before that, I had the privilege of joining him to India and Sri Lanka on the trade mission, and it was a fabulous time getting to know the kind of amazing growth that's happening in India, the huge potential that is there in India, and the relationship between city of Toronto and various cities in India is only going to grow stronger with the leadership from Mayor John Tory and the kind of relationship that we've been forging. So I'm delighted to be here. Unfortunately or fortunately, I'm the only South Asian councillor at City Hall, so there's a lot more work to do, but until many others come, I enjoy the fact that I'm able to connect communities together as a person who can speak Tamil, Hindi, Urdu together, to kind of bring communities together to make sure that the diverse communities have their space and the voice and the kind of forums to be celebrated together. So without any further delay, I would like to welcome our mayor to Scarborough. He has been here many, many times. First time I think we are doing officially a Diwali celebration by the mayor in Scarborough. So please join me in welcoming Mayor John Tory to say a few words for us.
Namaste, and may I say happy Diwali to each of you. I've had the chance, I hope, around the room to do that. And of course, we're delighted to be joined as well by our colleague, Councillor Chin Lee. I'll just say, I was saying to a couple of people who got their feet wet in politics volunteering for Nathan Chan what a fine addition he's been to the City Council, because not only does he bring a great sense of compassion and caring about people, but he brings a real sense of wanting to build those bridges that he was talking about himself. He doesn't just talk about it, he does it. And Chin Lee has been doing that for a number of years, and I'm very proud to have him as my colleague as well. And we have some work to do, to be candid, making sure the Toronto City Council more fully reflects the city in which we live. But in the meantime, between now and the time of the next election, I think that this kind of celebration that we can have together is such an important part of life in Toronto. You know, if I think back just to this weekend, I went yesterday to the opening, groundbreaking for a new Jewish community center. I followed that by going to a new Armenian community center, and I said the same thing in both places as I'll say here. And it's always good when you can have a politician who says the same thing everywhere he goes. But I said that these community centers, these events, these special holidays and other kinds of dates on the calendar, these are so important not only to bringing together the community that celebrates them, but bringing everybody else together too. Because I think what separates Toronto from other places where there are many more tensions, where there is much less in the way of that kind of team spirit that exists here about Toronto and about Canada, is because we learn about each other. We celebrate our differences. We understand the things that make us different, but we also understand the things that bring us together. And when we can come together on each other's special days and celebrate together, and I can learn about the hope and about the positive nature of Diwali and why so many people celebrate that, who are people that have celebrated their whole lives, but now why increasing numbers of people are celebrating with you who are not like me, someone who celebrated their whole lives. That's the essence of why Toronto is special. That's the essence of why we're admired around the world. Because people are looking and saying, somehow, while we haven't achieved perfection, we have achieved a way of living together here where we have open hearts, open minds, open arms, and want to know about each other and learn about each other and take the best of each other to build something really special here. And so I think, yes, I want to, and I'm not going to speak for long, you'll be very happy to know, but I want to just say that, the South Asian communities here have added immensely to our well-being in the city. They've added it economically, and I was discussing that yesterday, talking about my many visits to the Indo-Canadian Chamber of Commerce, the Sri Lankan Tamil Chamber of Commerce, and seeing the entrepreneurs there, seeing the people that came in many cases to Canada with nothing, and have founded these great enterprises that now employ all kinds of other Canadians. But of course it goes way beyond that. It goes to politics, it goes to culture, it goes to the arts, it goes to civilized society, where people from the South Asian communities are making such a huge contribution to our well-being in Toronto. I spoke at a big international financial conference last night, and I reminded them, because there's some rumors that are being perpetrated by people who are con artists, that London might be the most diverse city in the world, or maybe even New York. And I said to them, no, this wasn't true, that the BBC itself had checked, and had done a check and had determined that it was Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And the reason it's worked so well is partly about those values that I talked about earlier on, but it's also because we've had brought together here all this talent from all over the world, and we respect the people and we respect their talents and we want them to contribute and we give them an opportunity to contribute. And it's not perfect yet. There are still a lot of people who aren't fully included, but we're making progress, and that in turn is allowing the city to grow and to thrive. And there's one other reason why this is important, and I'll just share this by way of conclusion before we light the lamp. I came to office really understanding that this city was never going to be as great as it could be if we were a city that was 100 cities in one, or even 5 cities in one, to go back to the old days when we had a separate Scarborough. And I'm not saying those were bad days or good days, they were just the past. And I felt we had to bring the city together, and that meant bringing together people from Scarborough and Etobicoke and downtown and North York. And that's one of the reasons why we're having this here as opposed to having it at City Hall. Quite frankly, it's easier for the three of us to have it at City Hall, because that's where we work a good deal of the time. But it's important to have these functions and to move them to different parts of the city so that we can make sure people get the message. This is one Toronto. It's one Toronto in the context of Scarborough and North York and East York and York and Etobicoke and the old city of Toronto. But it's also one Toronto where people from South Asia, people from Africa, people from the United States of America, people from every continent, Europe, all understand they're living together as one team of people with a set of shared values, working hard together to build what I think is already the greatest city and the greatest country in the world. I'm very proud, I will tell you, to be able to wear these. I was blessed at the Swami Narayan temple a while ago, and I understood that the tradition said that you wear these until they fall off. And I wear them out of respect for the tradition of which I was a part that day, because it doesn't make any sense to be part of that tradition and then to just go home and take it off. I trust it has brought me some good blessings. I'm sure it has, because I'm healthy and I'm standing here talking to you. But I just want you to know I wear these as well out of a sign of respect and affection for my friends in the South Asian community, because I do feel a great sense of both respect and affection for you as people who contribute so much to the well-being of the city of Toronto. I hope you and your families have a very happy Diwali. I'm looking forward to going to a number of events over the next little while, but I'm very happy that you could be here with us today for this one. And I think it is now time, I gather if I reach down here, there he is, look at this. Prepared for every occasion. We're not going to rely on a matchbook. We're going to light, and I'll get my colleagues to help me. Do I start with one of those and one of these? Just one of these. I lit more than needed, so therefore I get more trouble.
Thank you very much, Mayor John Tory and Councillor Chin Lee, for joining us today. Diwali has become a time of celebration for many of us across the subcontinent. And two ways we celebrate Diwali, or we celebrate any day, is by watching movies. Blockbuster movies get released during the Diwali time, and the biggest budget movies. But also, you know, South Asians love cricket. And to combine those two, we have a movie today that is featuring the life of the cricket superstar Sachin Tendulkar. And that's being screened today at International India Film Festival of Toronto. India International Film Festival of Toronto has partnered with us to offer the movie Sachin A Billion Dreams. You know, what better way to celebrate Diwali to have a movie, but have a movie around cricket, and also a movie that talks about optimism, hope, and, you know, a billion dreams of a young boy who was very interested in cricket, making big and making a superstar for cricket. So today, join us, and I want to finish by saying that those two areas are areas of big interest to the mayor as well. We went to India and did a lot of work in trying to do co-productions with India Indian Bollywood industry, but also cricket. Mayor continues to support the cricket initiative in Toronto, and also Sahid Afridi, who was here from Pakistan, had visited our city hall as well. So those two are our interest areas for city hall as well. So great way to finish off today's celebration. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today, and hopefully we'll see you at Scarborough Civic Center inside the council chamber for the movie. Thank you.
जी सामीन एक दफ़ा फिर से खुश आमदीद. आई एम वेरी लकी एंड आई फील वेरी गुड टू standing here beside Mayor of Toronto, John Tory. And John Tory ने इतना काम टोरंटो में किया है. आज भी अगर आप रेटिंग देखें तो इनकी रेटिंग अप ही है. And I think residents are very satisfied. So
You
Mayor,
understood everything what she said, right?
Yes, more or less.
So many,
It sounded pretty good.
so many places you come to Indian and Pakistanis and South Asian. You must understand everything what we are saying. So whatever she said is true. And what she said is that your rating is gone up, and up. And you have done
Because
so
you
much
have-
for everybody.
Well, I think what I'm trying to do is just make sure that I get some things done for people, get some transit built, get some housing built, but also behave myself in a way people can be proud of me as the mayor. And I also try to get around the city to make sure I visit with all the different elements that make up a very diverse city. And so if you just do that and you behave yourself and you get a few things done, people are inclined to think that that's what they expect, and that's what they have the right to expect.
When you come to all these South Asian places, how do you feel? Like, you're part of this.
I feel, in part, I'll say because I've been to some of the countries. I've been to India and Sri Lanka twice, and I have had a chance to see, some of the traditions and some of the history, and get to know some of the people and the businesses. And I think that helps me a lot to then put into context the wonderful communities we have here. I mean, we have communities here in the most diverse city in the world that are magnificent in terms of all the contributions they make. But I understand better having been to those countries, and I feel warm and I feel a sense of belonging. And I hope they feel the same way in Toronto, those communities, because I think that is what makes Toronto work, is that we feel like we belong to each other, even if we come from very different places. And I'm just very proud to be mayor of a city that has such a huge and contributing and dynamic South Asian community, or a series of South Asian communities, really.
And of course, you should be proud because you just announced that not London, England, but Toronto is the place where it's most diverse city.
It was the BBC that actually figured this out, because the new mayor of London, which was a wonderful thing when he got elected, the first Muslim mayor of London, but he got elected and said he was very proud to be the mayor of the most diverse city in the world. And the BBC checked up on this, not because we asked them to, and they came back and said, terribly sorry about that. The most diverse city in the world is actually Toronto, Canada. And so when the BBC says so, it must be true. But I just think it's a great thing. And now we have to make sure we're the most inclusive city in the world, so that people from all over the world who have come here are fully included in the economy and politics, and there's some work to do there.
Yeah, hundreds and thousands of people are watching you right now. What's a message for Diwali for you?
Well, happy Diwali to one and all, and I hope that it does bring you, as it is meant to do, a great sense of hope, a great sense of light over darkness, a great sense of positive thinking over negative thinking, and that you have, and your families and everybody you're associated with, have a very happy and healthy year ahead, and that I just hope that you are enjoying, celebrating that Diwali festival in this city and in this country as much as we're enjoying celebrating it, those of us who didn't grow up doing so. Happy Diwali to one and all.
Mayor, my one of the question is, you have connected city very well, and now the LRT train system, and I congratulate you, because you are making their life much easier to travel from one place to Toronto.
Well, the idea is to connect people to opportunity. And when we talked earlier on about some of the people that have moved to Canada and to Toronto and maybe are having a harder time getting established, one of the things that will help them get established is to be able to have transit to take them from where they live to where they might want to work. Connecting people up to opportunity. And so you don't just build transit for the sake of having a better looking map. You do it so that people can get to opportunities and jobs, and so they can get to school. And so I'm proud that we're moving ahead with more transit than ever before. And now the challenge is just to get it built, and we're working on that.
We'll definitely, when we meet Kathleen Wynne, we'll definitely ask her to give you more money for that.
That's fine, and she's giving a lot, I will say. In fairness, Kathleen Wynne is supporting the transit, but we just need a little more support so we can build even more, and I'm sure she'll come through with that before too long.
Wish you all the best.
Amazon is also, we are expecting that they will come here in Toronto, of course.
We hope so.
We hope so. Now, and you've been to India as well, and you did signed some memorandum of understanding as well. Now, by the time when Sears is quitting, liquidation, around 12,000 people are going to lose their job. What do you think that bringing business from India and if Amazon comes in, where do you see people of Toronto?
I want everybody to come to Toronto and do business here, from India, from the United States, from Africa, from South America, because this is the greatest place to do business in the world. We've got a lot of talented people. We have a great industrial infrastructure, great banks and great life sciences companies, and a lot of smart people. And so it's very sad when we lose jobs like companies like Sears, but when every door closes, another one opens. And so that's why it's important for us to go out and get Amazon if we can, to go out and encourage people to start up their own businesses, encourage investment from India. And if we do all of that, then we can replace those jobs and have more. And so the idea is to move forward and take the bad days when they come, but also pursue the new opportunities so that we can make sure our children are very well employed.
You are a great mayor of ours, and we look forward inviting you at the channel so that you can speak to all South Asians there.
I will look forward to that. I'll be there. And happy Diwali again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
जी साहब, एक दफ़ा फिर से खुश आमदीद कहना चाहती हूँ। कमलेश ओबराय जी मेरे साथ हैं, इनसे तो मैं आपकी बात कराती हूँ, मगर एक बहुत बड़ी शख्सियत से मुलाकात कराती हूँ। कहते हैं कि बहुत बड़े बड़े लोग मौजूद होते हैं दुनिया में और बाज़ औक़ात उन लोगों को ढूंढना पड़ता है। आई फील माई सेल्फ वेरी लकी कि मैं मिसेस सुखदेव से आज मेरी मुलाकात हुई। बॉम्बे से इनका ताल्लुक़ है। मैं आपसे तो बात करती हूँ, मगर मैं पहले सबसे बड़े हीरे से बात कर लूँ। बिल्कुल। बॉम्बे से इनका ताल्लुक़ है और डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज़ बनाई इन्होंने, प्रोडक्शन में इनका बड़ा हाथ है। जी बहुत शुक्रिया बीइंग विद अस।
It's such an honor to meet you. बहुत खुशी हुई आपसे मिलकर।
सबसे पहले तो आप अपना बताइएगा कि मुझे आपकी कौन सी डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज़ हैं, एंड आई विल डेफिनेटली बी ऑनर्ड एंड आई वांट टू टेक द प्राइड कि आपकी से दोबारा भी मुलाकात हो सके, चैनल पे मुलाकात हो सके। थोड़ा सा आप अपनी प्रोडक्शंस के बारे में बताएं।
मैंने एक फिल्म बनाई थी अपने फादर पे। माई फादर यूज्ड टू मेक डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज कॉल्ड द लास्ट एड्यू। It was like a farewell to my father. I lost him when I was 14, but I was angry with him for 30 more years. And I got on that journey after migrating to Canada. I started thinking and looking back, because that's what happens when you come. अपना मुल्क छोड़ के जब आप आते हैं नए मुल्क में, अपरूट होने तो तब आपके रूट्स ज़्यादा मायने लगने लगते हैं। तो इसीलिए I started my process of making a film about him, and I made my peace with my father. So that was one very important film that I did. And the last year I made a film on an architect who does mud architecture, and she's into sustainability. So that was another privilege to be working with.
And that was based on your sister's story?
No, that wasn't my sister. But yes, I have pointed my camera at my daughter too, and I've made a film with her called Isha Journals. It was about her immigrant youth experience in Canada. And I made a film about a poet from Egypt who immigrated to Edmonton same time as I did. And we shared an artistic identity crisis, and we made a film together.
मेरा ख्याल है पूरा टोरंटो आपको जान जाएगा। आप वी आर लकी टू मीट यू हियर टुडे। मुझे ये बताइएगा कि आप यहाँ पढ़ाती भी हैं?
मैं दुरम कॉलेज में एडवांस्ड फिल्म मेकिंग प्रोग्राम में पढ़ाती हूँ। आई एम अ पार्ट टाइम फैकल्टी देयर, एंड आई एम रियली एंजॉयिंग माई सेल्फ टीचिंग यंग पीपल। इट्स सच अ प्रिविलेज।
अच्छा कमलेश जी, आप अपना तारुफ पहले खुद से करवाइए।
ऐसा है जी, I was working in India, Maulana Azad Medical College, in family planning department. I was working 33 years. Then I came here. Here I joined Association of Women of India in Canada. I was a joint secretary 7th March 1993. Still 25 year I working this AWIC association.
अच्छा मुझे बताइए, जब मैं पाकिस्तान की बात करती हूँ या मैं इंडिया की बात करती हूँ तो बड़ा जोर दिया जाता है फैमिली प्लानिंग, फैमिली प्लानिंग, फैमिली प्लानिंग, मगर इतने बच्चे पैदा करते हैं, चाहे जब नौकरी नहीं होगी तो बच्चे ही पैदा
This
करेंगे।
is one big phenomena. You can't control.
आप कैसे फैमिली प्लानिंग करते हैं?
देखो हम इनको इंडिविजुअल डायरेक्ट वे इनडायरेक्ट वे कॉन्फिडेंशली समझाते हैं, मोटिवेट करते हैं कि तुम एक बच्चे को डॉक्टर बनाओ, इंजीनियर बनाओ, इनको पढ़ाओ लिखाओ। बच्चों को तवज्जो कब दो, चाहे हिंदू हो, पाकिस्तानी हो, गुजराती हो, मल्टीलिंगुअल पंजाबी हो, डज नॉट मैटर। दैट्स द बिग फिनोमिना टू एजुकेट द पीपल। इफ दे पुट इन द माइंड कंप्यूटराइज्ड, उनको थिंकिंग अच्छी करते हैं जिससे वो खुद भी मोटिवेट होएं और दूसरों को भी सलाह दें।
बहुत शुक्रिया डॉक्टर साहिबा, आपका बहुत शुक्रिया, और यू आर वेरी वेल प्लेस, यू आर डूइंग अ लॉट।
जितनी मेरी समझ थी मैंने आपको बता दी।
आपने बहुत अच्छा बताया, अब मुझे खुद आपसे बात करना बहुत अच्छा लगा।
थैंक यू।
साहब, आज के प्रोग्राम को देखने का बहुत शुक्रिया। वी डेफिनेटली नीड योर फीडबैक।
थैंक यू।
हमें आज के प्रोग्राम के लिए मुझे दीजिए इजाज़त, इंशाल्लाह अगले प्रोग्राम तक अल्लाह हाफ़िज़।